Archaeologists have uncovered a mysterious 5,000-year-old structure in Orkney, Scotland, that they're calling a Neolithic Cathedral. This massive stone complex, hidden for millennia, may reveal secrets of an ancient civilization. But what led to its sudden abandonment? Watch till the end to uncover the mystery. In the windswept Isles of Orkney, a land where the echoes of ancient times still linger, lies one of the most significant archaeological sites in the world, the Ness of Brodgar. Hidden beneath layers of earth for millennia, this site is now slowly revealing secrets that could redefine our understanding of the Neolithic Age. At first glance, the Ness of Brodgar may appear as just another archaeological dig, but what lies beneath the surface is far more extraordinary. The stone structures uncovered here aren't just remnants of long-forgotten dwellings, they are pieces of a complex puzzle that offers a glimpse into a civilization that thrived over 5,000 years ago. The people who built these structures lived in a world vastly different from our own, yet their achievements in architecture, art, and community life continue to astonish us today. As archaeologists carefully excavate the site, they've uncovered a range of artifacts that speak to the sophisticated and ritualistic nature of this ancient society. Among the most intriguing finds are fragments of mace heads, stone tools or weapons that were likely used in both everyday life and ceremonial practices. Some of these mace heads show signs of having been deliberately broken, suggesting they were ritually decommissioned when no longer needed, perhaps marking the end of a life or a significant event. The discoveries at the Ness of Brodgar don't stop there. Throughout the excavation, archaeologists have found beautifully decorated stones, carefully placed within the walls of these ancient buildings. These stones, carved with intricate patterns, are believed to be more than just artistic expressions. They might have held deep symbolic meaning for the people who lived here, possibly serving as markers of spiritual or communal significance. One of the most exciting aspects of the Ness of Brodgar is its scale and its potential connections to other major Neolithic sites in the Orkney Islands, such as Skara Brae and Maeshowe. These sites, all within a short distance of each other, form a rich tapestry of ancient life that suggests Orkney was once a thriving center of culture and trade. The idea that these sites were interconnected, possibly forming a network of communities with shared beliefs and practices, opens up new avenues of exploration for archaeologists and historians alike. However, the Ness of Brodgar holds its own unique place in this ancient world. The scale of these structures found here, including what's being called the Neolithic Cathedral, points to the site's importance as a place of gathering, ritual, and possibly even pilgrimage. The cathedral itself, with its massive stone walls and carefully constructed entrance, would have been an awe-inspiring sight for the people of the time, a testament to their engineering skills and their dedication to the spiritual or communal practices that took place within its walls. But why was such a monumental site abandoned? The answer to that question remains one of the greatest mysteries of the Ness of Brodgar. The evidence suggests that the site was deliberately decommissioned, perhaps as a part of a grand ceremony or as a response to changing social or environmental conditions. What is clear, though, is that the people who built and used this site left behind a legacy that continues to captivate and challenge us today. Leaving the mysteries of Orkney behind, we travel south to explore another monumental chapter in Britain's history, the Roman conquest. Hadrian's Wall, a towering structure that once stretched 75 miles across the northern frontier, remains one of the most iconic symbols of Roman Britain. This wall was more than just a barrier. It was a statement of power, a physical divide between the Romanized south and the untamed north. But the true stories of life along this imposing frontier are only now beginning to emerge. Recent excavations at Binchester, a site nestled in the rolling hills of County Durham, have uncovered a remarkable glimpse into the daily lives of Roman soldiers stationed on this distant edge of the empire. What makes this site particularly fascinating is the level of preservation. Structures that have withstood the test of time, buried beneath layers of earth, now reveal the routines, rituals, and resilience of those who lived here nearly 2,000 years ago. One of the most striking discoveries is a communal toilet block, a reminder that even the most mundane aspects of Roman life were imbued with a sense of order and community. This latrine, still intact after centuries, tells us that in Roman culture, even the act of relieving oneself was a social event. Rows of seats would have lined the walls, where soldiers would gather not just to take care of bodily needs, but to converse and bond. The ingenuity of Roman engineering is evident in the design, with water channels running beneath the seats to carry away waste, keeping the area as clean as possible. But the real treasure of Binchester lies in the bathhouse, a structure that offers far more than just physical cleanliness. To the Romans, the bathhouse was the heart of social life, a place where business deals were made, friendships were forged, and religious rituals were performed. The discovery of the bathhouse at Binchester, with its plaster still clinging to the walls, is a testament to the importance of these spaces in Roman daily life. The archaeologists working here have uncovered the changing room, complete with benches, where soldiers would have disrobed before plunging into various heated baths. However, it's not just the architectural remnants that tell the story of Binchester. Within the debris of this once thriving military outpost, archaeologists have found objects that hint at a complex religious landscape. A small silver ring, adorned with an early Christian symbol, speaks of a time when the empire was on the cusp of a monumental shift, from the worship of traditional Roman gods to the rise of Christianity. This tiny artifact, likely worn by a soldier stationed at the fort, is one of the earliest pieces of evidence we have of Christian worship in Roman Britain. It's a poignant reminder of the personal faiths and beliefs that persisted even in the farthest reaches of the empire. In contrast, the same site yielded the carved head of a Roman god, a relic from an earlier time when the pantheon of Roman deities held sway over the hearts and minds of the people. The combination of these two finds, the Christian ring and the pagan god's head, illustrates the transition of religious beliefs during the late Roman period. This overlap of old and new religions, all within the confines of a single fort, tells us that the soldiers and their families at Binchester were living through a time of great change, where traditional practices were slowly being replaced by the new faith spreading across the empire. Moving even further back in time, we step into a world that existed long before the Romans set foot on British soil. A world shaped by the last ice age and the dawn of human settlement in what is now the British Isles. This part of our journey takes us to Flixton Island in East Yorkshire, where archaeologists have uncovered evidence of a forgotten time, revealing the lives of Britain's earliest inhabitants, the Mesolithic hunter-gatherers. Flixton Island, now a serene landscape, was once an island surrounded by a vast lake, teeming with life over 11,000 years ago. Here, in the midst of this ancient environment, our ancestors left behind traces of their existence, traces that are now helping us piece together the story of life in a time when survival was a daily challenge. The site has yielded some of the most extraordinary finds of the Mesolithic period, including a discovery that has captivated archaeologists and historians alike: a series of perfectly preserved horse hoofprints. These hoofprints, frozen in time, were left by small, pony-sized wild horses as they roamed the muddy edges of the lake. What makes this find so remarkable is the level of detail preserved in the prints. They offer a rare and intimate glimpse into a moment in time when these animals were a crucial part of the landscape, both as prey and as a part of the ecosystem that early humans relied on for survival. The preservation of these hoofprints is a result of the unique conditions at Flixton Island. As the lake slowly drained and turned to peat, it created an environment that preserved organic material exceptionally well. This allowed archaeologists to uncover not only the hoofprints, but also the remains of the horses themselves, bones that tell us more about the animals that once thrived there. Among the finds are a pelvis, a scapula, and even a perfectly preserved hoof, all of which have been carefully studied to understand the life and death of these ancient creatures. But the story of Flixton Island is not just about the animals that lived here. It's also about the people who hunted them, who made this place their home for a brief period in the distant past. The remains of the horses suggest that they were hunted and butchered by humans, likely using primitive tools made from flint and bone. Evidence of butchery on the bones, cut marks made by sharp tools, confirms that these horses were not just scavenged, but actively hunted by the Mesolithic people who lived here. The discovery of a long blade at the site adds another layer to the story. This tool, typical of the Mesolithic period, was likely used for piercing and cutting through the tough hides of animals, as well as for butchering their meat. Microscopic analysis of the blade reveals traces of wear that suggests it was held with a cloth, possibly to provide a better grip or to protect the user's hands during the butchery process. This find, along with the preserved bones, offers a vivid picture of the tools and techniques used by Britain's first inhabitants as they eked out a living in a harsh and ever-changing environment. The significance of Flixton Island extends beyond the discovery of these artifacts. The site provides invaluable insights into a period of British history that is still poorly understood. The transition from the last ice age to a more temperate climate, and the corresponding changes in human behavior and settlement patterns. As the climate warmed and the landscape changed, the Mesolithic people adapted, moving from a nomadic lifestyle to one that was more settled, with a greater reliance on the resources available in their immediate surroundings. On the Ardnamurchan Peninsula in Scotland, archaeologists have uncovered a rare and remarkable find. A Viking boat burial, the first of its kind discovered on the British mainland. What began as a routine excavation quickly turned into one of the most exciting archaeological finds in recent memory. The team unearthed what they initially thought was a simple pile of stones, only to realize they were standing atop the grave of a Viking chieftain. As they carefully peeled back the layers of earth, the boat's outline emerged, along with over 200 iron rivets that once held its wooden frame together. Though the wood itself had long since decayed, these rivets, along with the artifacts found within the burial, tell the story of a warrior laid to rest in a vessel that symbolized his journey into the afterlife. Among the grave goods were a sword, an axe, and even fragments of a shield, items that speak to the status and identity of the person buried here. But what makes this find even more intriguing is its location. The Viking boat burial was discovered alongside much older burial sites, a Neolithic chambered cairn and a Bronze Age cist. This suggests that the Vikings intentionally chose this site, aligning their burial practices with those of the ancient peoples who lived and died on this land millennia before. It's a powerful reminder of how deeply interconnected Britain's history is, with each new wave of settlers building upon the legacy of those who came before. Yet, the Viking burial is not the only site where the drama of Britain's past has been uncovered. In North Yorkshire, another excavation revealed the remnants of a Grand Tudor feasting hall, a place where the power and influence of the English nobility were on full display. The hall, part of the estate of Sir John Conyers, was a place where the elite gathered for lavish banquets, political machinations, and celebrations that echoed through the corridors of power. But this hall, like many of its time, met a violent end. The excavation revealed evidence of a brutal attack. Cannonballs fired into the building, walls shattered by artillery, and signs of a devastating fire that brought the festivities to a fiery conclusion. The once proud hall, where kings and noblemen dined, was reduced to rubble, its fall marking the decline of the Conyers family influence in the turbulent world of Tudor politics. The artifacts uncovered in the ruins of this hall tell a story of opulence and excess. A 1-gallon wine jug, fragments of high-status pottery, and even the remains of exotic food served at the feasts. These items paint a vivid picture of life at the top of the social ladder during the 15th century, where wealth and power were displayed in every aspect of daily life. But they also serve as a stark reminder of how quickly fortunes could change in the dangerous game of Tudor politics. If you enjoyed this journey through Britain's hidden history, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so drop a comment below and let us know what you think. And we'll see you next time.